Part 3. Planets give light to the sun. The sun is a planet that is made up of dirt and rocks as any other planet in space. Before the sun's light can be created, there is a light that gives off the first light in space. All the planets take up a reddish color from this light and they bounce the light off one another. The light that the sun gets from the planets, it's so much stronger than the rest of the other planets. That is why the sun has a strong light to it. The middle of the sun and below is in darkness. The other half and up, the sun is with light. This is the reason that the sun gives off 13 hours of light and 11 hours of darkness on Earth. NASA: the sun will never die for as long as the planets are around the sun that gives light to the sun. The planets confirm the sun's light. Each planet is half in light and half in darkness. The moon is made up of dirt and rocks and give off a strong light. If the moon's light was twice as strong as it is now, it would equal to the sun's light. NASA: even the sun is a planet made up of rocks and dirt. Only difference is that it has the strongest light from all the other planets. The sun is very small, nearly just as small as the moon. The distance between the sun and the earth is about 7,900 miles. Airplanes confirm the rotation of the sun. The smoke trails that airplanes leave behind from the ground, it is seen as an arched line. When we are in the clouds and we look over that same smoke trail, it is seen as a straight line. We take as an example 3 airplanes landing in order. The airplane that is landing first is seen as if it's high from landing. The second and the third that have not yet landed and are higher than the first one that is landing are seen closer to landing. The distance between the first and the third airplane is about 18 miles away, and the distance of the third airplane from landing is about 3 miles, and it is seen closest to land just as the sun is seen the same way when it is setting. How the sun gives heat. With a mirror, we can bring in sun's light. Can this light bring heat to the home? Yes. The same light that we brought into the house, we can take a second mirror to bring that light into a different room in the house. Will this light bring heat again? Yes. If the sun were a ball of fire, as NASA says it is, that light that comes in the house from the mirror would never give off heat, only light. The reason that the sun's light gives off heat is that the sun is a planet with the strongest light from any other planet. A strong light, as the sun's light, has the strength within itself to give off heat. Wherever that light is created, wherever it is from the sun or the mirror, it does not lose the strength or the power it has. This is the reason that the sun gives off heat in a house from a mirror. How is the red color of the sun created? The planet give light to sun. Half part of the sun takes a strong light. The other half of the sun takes a reddish color until the whole half goes into darkness. The sun rotates itself around Earth with darkness and light for 24 hours. As the sun is setting, we see the sun's light reddish as it is going into the darkness. We can no longer see the sun's light because the sun went into darkness for 11 hours. This is the reason that the sun's light is seen as reddish as it's setting. The sun has many rays. All the planets give light to the sun. The sun gives off this light many times stronger than it is. The lights that are bouncing off are the sun's rays, which is each planet that gives light to the sun. There is only one sun in our space, which is the sun that we see every day. All the millions of planets that are in space give off the light to the sun. The sun changes time on Earth. The sun gives 13 hours of light and 11 hours of darkness on Earth, and it takes 24 hours to rotate around it. As the sun rotates 13 hours of light and 11 hours of darkness around Earth, it causes the time to change. Every December 25th, the year ends and another year begins. For 24 hours, the planets rotate around Earth 4 minutes faster than the sun. For 1 year, they rotate 24 hours faster than the sun. The planets rotate around Earth 364 times in a year, but the sun rotates around at 365 times a year. The sun moves 6 months towards the north and 6 months towards the south. When the sun goes back towards the south, it meets with the same planets that it was left with behind the year prior. Therefore, the year begins and ends with the same planets every year on December 25th in the south. How winter and summer are made. The giant Earth is made up of 3 elements: rocks, dirt, and on the surface of it, it is covered in ice. The part of the Earth that we live on, the sun's temperature melted the ice and made it into liquid all the way to Antarctica. The ice creates the cold and the sun creates heat. They are at war with one another to see who wins. The sun is the one that separates the seasons on Earth, because as the sun moves 6 months to the north and 6 months to the south, the part that the sun covers with heat, it is called the season of summer. Away from the sun, the ice takes over on that side and is called the season of winter. The sun moves around from north to south, and that is why we have winter and summer. NASA, a flat Earth confirms it all. It confirms the gravity with the planets, the water that is leveled with land, the eclipse of Earth and the moon, the rotation of the sun around Earth, the North Star that does not move, and all the planets that rotate around Earth, because Earth is flat and we live on the surface of it. I will be closing the video with this. I thank you all for watching.